Rejection, being ignored, forgotten. It cuts deeper than failure because failure shows you tried. But rejection makes you feel invisible. Most people see rejection as proof they're not good enough, proof they don't belong, proof they will never win. But here's the Stoic truth. Rejection is not the end. Rejection is fuel. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal. Seneca was exiled. Epictetus was born a slave. Each of them rejected, ignored, dismissed by the world. And yet, they used rejection as the very fire that forged their strength. So let me ask you, when you are rejected, will you crumble or will you rise stronger than before? Most people fear rejection more than failure. Failure at least feels honest. You tried, you fell, you learned. But rejection, it feels personal. When someone ignores you, when they choose someone else, when the door closes in your face, your mind whispers, "You're not enough." And so, people beg for attention. They chase approval. They explain, defend, justify, all to avoid that sting of rejection. But what happens then? The more they chase, the weaker they look. The more they try to prove their worth, the less respect they get. Rejection breaks them, not because of the rejection itself, but because of their reaction to it. The Stoics knew this truth. They believed rejection was never about your value. It was only a test of your strength. So the real question is, do you see rejection as proof of weakness, or as an invitation to grow stronger? The Stoics never ran from rejection. They faced it, they studied it, and they turned it into strength. Epictetus was rejected at birth, born a slave. Yet he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." To a Stoic, rejection is not humiliation. It is information. It tells you where not to waste your energy. It shows you who does not deserve your presence. And it forces you back to the only thing you can control, yourself. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome, ignored by senators, betrayed by generals, rejected even by family. Yet he wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't be." The Stoic response is simple. When rejected, do not chase. When ignored, do not explain. When dismissed, do not collapse. Because rejection is never the problem. It is your reaction that decides your power. Think of rejection like fire. It can burn you, reduce you to ashes, or if you choose wisely, it can forge you into steel. Every no you hear, every door that closes, every person that ignores your existence, it is the heat, and heat creates strength. A sword is not forged in comfort. It is beaten, shaped, burned again and again, until it becomes unbreakable. So it is with you. Every rejection is the hammer. Every disappointment is the flame. And every time you rise after being ignored, you are sharpened into something the world cannot bend. Most people run from the fire. The Stoic steps into it. Because he knows, pain is not the end. Pain is the process. So the next time rejection comes, don't hide from it. Don't beg to escape it. Stand tall and let it make you stronger. Every rejection is a choice point. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. Most people choose the first path. They chase approval. They explain their worth. They beg to be accepted, and in doing so, they give away their power. But the Stoic chooses the second path. He takes rejection as fuel. He builds self-respect instead of seeking respect, and he grows stronger in silence. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold, and adversity tests brave men." Rejection is your fire. It is the test of who you really are. So let me ask you, what will you do with your next rejection? Will you shrink or will you grow? And if these words resonate with you, if you can feel the truth of Stoicism shaping your own journey, then consider subscribing. Not for me, not for this channel, but for yourself, as a commitment that from this day forward, you will never fear rejection again. You will use it, you will master it, and you will rise above it. Rejection is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the fire that forges, the storm that strengthens, the silence that awakens. Marcus Aurelius was rejected by friends, betrayed by allies, abandoned by those closest to him. Yet his words still guide the world 2,000 years later. Why? Because rejection does not define greatness. Reaction does. You cannot control who ignores you. You cannot control who closes the door, but you can control this, what you do next. When the world turns its back on you, turn inward. Stand taller, grow sharper, because every rejection is simply the universe saying, not here, not yet, find a stronger path. So remember this, rejection is not weakness, it is proof you are alive. Rejection is not failure, it is preparation, and rejection is not the end. It is the fire that makes you unbreakable.